r/AskReddit. What's so stupid it's actually genius. Intentionally failing repeatedly at a particularly shitty job that you hate doing in your workplace so eventually you're not asked to do it anymore. I know this because I have employees that have done this. The reverse of the curse of competency, the blessing of bullshit. Doing the bare amount that keeps you employed, but ducking up the big things so they're someone else's problem. Seen it, lived it. Whatever happened to the Snuggie? I remember laughing at the mere existence of those sleeved blankets. Then I was joke gifted one, and I ducking loved it. The Snuggle was primarily invented so that wheelchair users could use it easily and still be mobile. Obviously the marketing on that is pretty niche so they didn't advertise it that way, and it became sort of a meme because to able-bodied people it seemed like a ridiculous thing. Why not just use a blanket or a robe? This is sort of a trend in those as seen on TV products. Like that banana slicer. It seems like a useless thing to many people, but if you have limited mobility in your hands it probably is a very useful tool that can help you day to day. Anyway, that's just a little fun fact for you. Have a nice day. Being really bad at things like fixing iPods. My dad and uncles need help with their tech stuff all the time. And they always come to me because my sister is hopeless with that stuff. She's not. But she's got them believing that. Selling your panties online. Yeah, if I was even a moderately attractive girl I'd have an OnlyFans and private snap so fast it's not even funny. People are seriously just giving these girls money. We live in a weird time. One day at school a little kid, probably in kinder, asked me to spell ICUP. I answered by saying EYECUP. Confused, the kid said no it's ICUP. I laughed and said you what? Lather, rinse, repeat, plop, plop, fizz, fizz, and take two and call me in the morning. All advertising campaigns to get you use twice as much of something than you really need to. Adding a $200 monitor and motivational videos to a $200 exercise bike and selling it for $4,000. The Nassif theory. Doing something illegally in an obvious fashion somewhere you shouldn't be doing it will make your action go unnoticed. For example, smoking a joint in front of a police station. People will think that no one in his right mind would do it, so it must be a rolled cigarette and not a joint. I live in a country where it's illegal. Disclaimer. That theory hasn't been scientifically proven, so try at your own risk. Multi-level marketing. Genius when you're the actual CEO of the company. Stupid because it's horrible to do to people. Tons of comedies like Airplane through Zoolander and beyond, but not Zoolander 2. A lot of times I'll be raving about a movie and I'll have to give a disclaimer, you know. It's ridiculously stupid, but hilarious. Microtransactions in gaming. There is always someone willing to buy them. I have always had a terrible memory. Back when I had reasons to send actual letters through the mail I would always forget to buy stamps. So, if I really needed to mail a letter I would put my own address as the recipient and the intended recipient as the sender so that it would be returned to sender, which is actually the intended recipient. Worked every single time. I expected it to fail a few but it never did. Sometimes red sometimes blue.com. It's literally a website that is either red or blue that changes when you refresh it. Spam, robocalls, pop-ups, unskippable ads, dong pics, etc. Everyone hates them enough that they should backfire for the advertiser. But the haters just try to ignore them and move on, and that makes the 0.00001% of people that respond to them make them economically viable to torment the rest of us. PPTP. It's a little fabric cone you put over male baby's penis to prevent them peeing all over you while you change them. Selling 1 million pixels for $1 each. Selling pet rocks. I remember reading that this company, I think they made candy bars or toothpaste, and they spent exorbitant amounts of money for this engineering firm to create a system device that would clear the empty packages from the conveyor belt to separate the full packages from the mistakenly empty ones. After all the money spent, and all the time to develop this new system, they went to install it and found that a woman on the assembly line had taken a fan from the storage room and angled it at the conveyor belt to blow off the light empty packages while the heavier packages that actually contained the product didn't move. And it was flawless. Just a stupid industrial fan that did the job perfectly without thousands and thousands of dollars and months of R&D. Scientology. L. Ron Hubbard deliberately started Scientology as a church because religious institutions don't have to pay taxes in the US. It was a scam all along. The IRS and Scientology had a long legal battle over this, but ultimately the judges ruled that Scientology was a religious organization and thus was exempted from paying taxes. The idea of just turn it off and then turn it back on again. It makes more sense if you know what that actually does. Computers are incredibly complex systems, so if one tiny thing ducks up, it can slowly snowball in the background without anyone noticing, ducking up more and more tiny things until there's enough tiny duck-ups put together to cause a normal, noticeable duck-up. But when a computer turns on from a shutdown, it doesn't retain all those duck-ups. It starts from the beginning, and at the beginning, generally speaking, no duck-ups had yet occurred, and things were running as they should. So what turning it off and on again really does is force the computer to start over from before the point it made any tiny mistakes. This is simplifying things a lot, but that's the general idea. The guy who created a fake traffic jam on Google Maps by carting around 99 cell phones. Loading up on Tesla stock even though it's already at an all-time high price. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Selling your used yoga pants online. Spray cheese. It's just a bottle of high cholesterol for parties and miscellaneous purposes. The shit my D&D party comes up with to solve simple problems. Education. Schools mostly. First you think it doesn't do its job, but then it either ducks up your life and you become smallest part of system, or it brings you to the top and actually be a system. Clap on. Clap 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 off. Clap clap. If you rob a store naked as a minor, the police can't watch the security footage without committing a crime. This is wrong in so many ways. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content. It's free and that's a great price.